Okay, guys, so in our previous video, we just talked about what to do. How do we feel when we're hungry? Now, I want to talk about, do you eat when you're not hungry? Do you find yourselves constantly snacking when you're bored, when you're angry, if you've had an argument with a loved one, if you feel stressed out at work, you have a work project that you're working on, if you feel overwhelmed by a school project, for women during that specific time in the month when their menstrual cycle is on, do you find yourself just eating even though you're not hungry? We can then see that food has much more of a connection beyond nutrition and it becomes emotional. The challenge with this is that we tend to overconsume when we're eating from an emotional context versus when I'm just eating to have satiety or become full. When I'm eating like that, once that my body triggers my brain in that feeding center to say, okay, I'm full, I'm gonna stop. But if I'm eating from an emotional perspective, it's very easy for me to overconsume. So when you feel those times, when you experience those times, you want to have a healthier option available so that when you go through those emotional times, as we all do, you will make a healthier selection. So if that's that time of the month and you know you like salty things, you may want to have crackers on hand. You may want to have celery or carrot sticks on hand or a salad versus having access to chips. If chocolate is your thing, maybe instead of having a chocolate bar or Oreos, you may want to have dark chocolate, with nuts available. So think about the times you eat when you're not hungry. And you also want to identify the triggers that cause you to eat when you're not hungry and determine additional ways to manage those triggers so that you don't turn to food. I think this is very, very common among women. When we remember when we have a special memory of someone, we may be missing our grandparent that passed away, so we may want to bake her favorite cake or his favorite cake, or you have these nostalgic feelings of a loved one that may make you want to cook or eat a particular meal. But to do that, if you have type 2 diabetes, that can lead us to make some decisions that are not the best for our body. So, in that instance, I want you to try to find another way to manage and to address those feelings without being food related, right? So, when you are hungry, a way to overcome that is to drink water. A way to overcome that is to get moving, move your body around. A way to overcome that is to find yourself doing something else with your hands instead of grabbing those chips. You can grab a book, right? You can have quality time with a loved one, but you don't want to use food as a way to deal with that emotion. You want to find another way, something else that you enjoy, so that food doesn't have to be the answer to the emotional challenges that you're dealing with. I know this is something we don't really like to talk about, and we may not make the connection, but there is indeed a connection with us emotionally eating. And so, if you're someone who's trying to prevent type 2 diabetes, trying to have a healthier lifestyle, addressing the emotional eating will help you in your quest. Stay tuned to the next video.